here's my little fill kit bag I take out, and it straps on the front of my Bergen, so it's actually pretty handy to have. Right, so I've got my moorer in there, I've got a sharpening stone, and I've got some lovely smelly hexi blocks. Me brew kit that Mark gave me, there's coffee and sugar and milk and gubbins in there. Fire steel, lighter, some of this squash stuff is actually quite nice. I do tend to drink a lot because you get dehydrated when you're out doing quite a lot of walking, and coffee doesn't really help. Some Vaseline for making Vass balls and stuff, and some washcloths. Right, then, so I'm trying to keep this quick. Right, and then on the zip here, I've got a little cheap torch so I can see what I'm doing at night. Right, so I've got me Jetboil flash now lives in there. With in the top, we got I've chucked until I get the pot stand, which I'm finding impossible to get in this country for under about 25 quid, which is just ridiculous money. Until I get the pot stand, I'm just keeping that little cup in there. Right. The other little doofer I've got in here, this is the Yugoslavian mess kit, but I've ditched the water bottle out of it because this is pretty waterproof. Right, so in here I've got a hexi burner, a scrubbing brush, earplugs, lighters, this is vegetable fat for cooking, and some flavourings there, some Light My Fire fatwood tinder, and squeezed in here is a hammock chair as well. So you know, this one little bag, I can go have a sit in the woods, I can have a brew, I can cook something, because I've got my cook pot there. So yeah, that's the basic idea anyway. Right, so anyway, the reason I got this out, I'm going to have a little play with the other thing, hiding down the bottom of my bag. Which is why I've got the hexi blocks and stuff, which is that there, and I'll just put that together. Right, that's it together. Now what I like about this one is you've got this little metal bowl in here. So if you can see that, this is just off AliExpress. I think it was like 15 quid. Right, so you can put fire gel in there, you can have a brew, you can put hexi blocks in there, or you can put the sticks, take the bowl out, fill it up with sticks and use it that way. Got some fire dragon stuff here. Let's read the instructions. It says stick required amount, whatever required amount is. There you go, that burns quite nicely, isn't it? Oops. 300C. Right, that's me Yugoslavian mess kit sitting on there. It's a bit blooming precarious. I'm going to have to make a little bit of mesh or something to sit on top of that because it's a bit dodgy. I've literally just put that on there, so we'll come back in a minute and see how long that's taken. Right, that's just that just boiled as it went out. Right, so that's been 10 minutes and 30 seconds boiling, but it did lose a lot of heat, so I had to add a load more gunge to it. So probably rule of thumb what I'm going to have to use in the future is use twice as much as you think you need. You know, I did have it burning for a little while before I put the pot on there and decided to have a cup of tea, but still, blooming good stuff. It don't stink. It did get a little bit sooty towards the end as well as it burnt off, but that's perfectly hot enough for a cup of coffee. So that's an interesting little test, isn't it? So yeah, that's the bowl there. And I'll give this a little go with some hexi blocks next. So the hexi block, you're supposed to break it. There we go, that's broken. I'll let that cool down a bit because it's still hot from the last one. We'll want a fair test, and I'll go and get some more water. Okay, right. Same amount of water I've just filled up to the top of the rivets. There's my hexi blocks in there. This is all cooled down now. Right. Poke around. Yep, I do. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's not that I've really used hexi blocks much. I just use them for fire lighters. So when you've got damp stuff, and they seem to last a bit better than normal fire lighters, and they don't get crushed. So I'll still keep my little hexi do for there. Starting to get some good temperatures now. Looking in there. It's so beautiful. That's the reason I went for this stove, because it's that versatility. You know, you got paraffin, petrol, bloody anything that will burn can sit in that little bowl. And then if you've got wood or charcoal or something, obviously it can whip the little bowl out, and jobs are good. So no, that's getting pretty hot already. I'm losing quite a lot of heat through these sides. I do realise that, so my boil temperature is not going to be, you know, as accurate as everyone else's. I'm going to have to make a little cover plate or a griddle for this, or even just some tent pegs or something to put across it. But it kind of sits there, but it just wants to fall off all the time. So I've just got to precariously balance it. It just doesn't like it. But see, I'd rather do all this testing in my shed and burn my shed down than you know, take it out into the middle of bloody woods and end up realising that none of it works. But I'm impressed at the moment. But that's, what's that equivalent of? There's one square hexi block and two little ones. So that should be enough to boil a couple of cups of water. Right, with the hexi blocks we're just starting to get some little bubbles, not really a rolling boil yet. But we've got some movement, and that's only at 5.5 minutes, so yeah, that's half the time compared to the fire dragon. Not putting the fire dragon down at all, because it's still a blooming useful thing to have if you haven't got any hexi blocks. But on that, these hexi blocks don't actually stink as much as usual. Whether these are go outdoors ones. Go outdoors 24 tablets, but burn without odour. Right, so these might be different to the military spec ones, but one of those I put in there was the military spec one, but that obviously doesn't stink as much as usual, so that's worth knowing. There we go, come up to the boil now. Obviously, in the wild, you'd want to overboil this, leave it burning for a good, proper rolling boil for a good sort of couple of 3 minutes at least to kill any bugs in the water. Obviously, this is just tap water, so. There you go. I'd say that was boiling. How's the hexi's doing? Yeah, they're quite slow burning, the little round ones. The other one's nearly all gone. Yeah, we're fizzing away quite nicely there. There you go, 7.5 minutes. So the other one was 10.5 minutes. Right, Jetboil flush. Right, so we've got a lid with a sippy hole in it, like that. Right. So all you got to do. There's a piezo starter thingy. Right. This is a good thing about this. It's right, turn your gas on. The piezo starter, you don't have to hunt around for lighters and stuff. Yeah, so you've got there's like a heat sink right the way around there. Which is why it boils so quick. Here we see. This is starting to colour change, which means it's boiling. Was getting there anyway. Water temperature's about 70, 57. Very hard to get a temperature of water because the laser goes straight through it. There you go. See the colour changing slowly. And now, yeah, while we're on it, this is the same Jetboil flash that I won off of Forest Preppers sub giveaway. It's still even got my nice little spoon on the side, a little bone spoon that he gave with it. We're getting there. According to the Jetboil, that colour's changed, so that should be boiled. I'm only registering .84. Plenty hot enough for coffee. But for sterilising, I'd much prefer like a rolling boil. Here it comes. Here I steam up the lens. There you go. There you go. That's the best boil I've had out of any of them. Another problem with this is it's either on or it's off. You'll be very gentle to get it to simmer. But you know, it's designed to boil stuff. But just moving that fraction there, you can see that's off. That's on. Yeah. That's full tilt. Full tilt, full tilt, full tilt. Down a bit, off. It's just that tiny little, you've got about a centimetre of movement. So for cooking on it, although I haven't got the pot stand, because the pot stands are really hard to get at the moment. I did see on one website they're bringing out a new model. Could be something to do with that, but I ain't paying 25 quid for a little bit of stainless steel. I'll wait till one comes up second hand or something. But anyway, I forgot to stop it, but that was 5 minutes. Pretty much dead till we had a decent rolling boil. So yeah, so there you go guys, that's my my crappy burn test. So obviously, as you already knew, the fire gel, because it's eco-friendly, isn't that good, but it still boils water, so who really cares? It just takes a couple of minutes longer. So you've got 10.5 minutes, 7 minutes and 5 minutes. You know, I think the Jetboil, obviously it's quicker, But it doesn't waste as much fuel either, because as soon as that boils, you turn it off. With hexi blocks, if it goes out before it's boiled, you have to chuck another one on. Then it boils, you take it off, and it's still burning, so you're wasting fuel. So as a compact unit, obviously this is pretty bleeding awesome, and it weighs next to nothing, because I'm pretty sure it's titanium. Whereas hexi blocks, you're only carrying that, so obviously you still need a receptacle to boil it in, but horses for courses is what you like, really, isn't it? But without doing a full campfire test, but I'm going to have to do that with the other little one. I'll stuff some sticks in it and get that going. I think that was a worthy test to do.